how hectic school mornings can be. Backpacks flying, kids running, and cars lining up. But distracted driving is turning those busy drop-offs into dangerous moments.
And nowhere is that risk more real than near schools and bus stops. Our KDKA Investigates team visited several schools to see how safe students really are. Investigative producer Tory Wegerski joins us to talk about this. You know, I think that we've seen some of this from time to time. You see a car pass a school bus as their lights are flashing, but this kind of stuff is happening more and more, and it doesn't seem like any measures are really stopping it. What did you guys find?
So we visited 6 schools around southwestern Pennsylvania, 3 in the city of Pittsburgh and 3 in other counties. We wanted to see places that we knew had some infrastructure improvements. So like in the city, some places where there had been some Vision Zero work, some daylighting, some curb cutouts, pedestrian islands, that kind of thing. And what we found was that the infrastructure really did dictate how people drove, but in some cases made them drive worse. So, for example, Pittsburgh-Arlington has a very, very narrow street for drop-off. And it's the same street where parents are dropping off their students and where buses are dropping off their students and where kids are walking. So we didn't see anybody speeding like we did at so many other schools, breaking that 15 mile an hour speed limit.
Right.
We saw lots and lots of people blowing a stop sign. Even a school bus blew the stop sign.
Wow.
Wow. So do people just don't care? Are they not paying attention? Or
I think it's, you know, it's the morning or the afternoon. We're busy. We're focused on other things. We're thinking about after school activities. We're thinking about what our kids are going to have for dinner. We're thinking about our work. We're thinking about all kinds of stuff. And we're just not paying attention in the moment, because driving is something that we all do every day. It's easy to kind of go into that fugue state, to stop paying attention and forget that you're driving this multi-ton vehicle around that can do a lot of damage.
I know a lot of school districts had also tried putting in cameras to catch people who weren't stopping when the buses were stopped. But again, that only helps in the after. It doesn't really help in that moment. Did you find one particular area out of the 6 that you looked at that was the worst for grievances?
You know, like it's everybody drove badly differently. Yeah. We expected to find speeding, and we found speeding pretty much everywhere, other than Arlington, because the street was so narrow. It was surprising when we would be somewhere like in Beaver Falls, where the elementary, middle school, and high school are all on the same strip of the main drag of Beaver Falls. And we saw, you know, the school zone speeding signs, we saw lots of crosswalks, we saw crossing guards, and we still found people driving through crosswalks as students were entering them.
That's crazy.
Like, so you have all of these things that are built up to be safe. You have a part of the town that is dedicated to the school buildings, and people are still driving badly there.
None of it helped.
It helped, and that's what the students who we spoke to said in Beaver Falls. They said, you know, the place where the crossing guard is, there are stop signs, the crossing guard is paying attention, people will come to a stop. But then we spoke to crossing guards themselves who said, we see people on their phones, they ignore us, we've almost been hit. We did talk to a crossing guard who had been hit. People go speeding through, and you start to ask, is anything actually helping?
Wow. And so what's next for all of these dangerous spots? Because it seems like there are so many.
It does seem that way.
Yeah.
And what we found was that the city, and whatever that city that is, your school district, whatever, will be responsive to parents' concerns.
Right.
They will listen. We talked to the head of the crossing guards here in the city of Pittsburgh, and she said that they have a program that is very robust, where they work directly with police, they work with parents, they work with schools, where schools can say, hey, we have these concerns about our pickup and drop-off area. It's getting really congested. People are speeding. We need to figure out some way to daylight this, or put a pedestrian refuge here, or put curb cutouts here, or make this safer. And so they'll come in, they'll examine it, they'll offer infrastructure improvements. Parents should speak up.
If they have a problem, yeah. I know the story just aired last night, but you tend to get a lot of responses when something like this airs. Have you already heard from other parents, school districts? Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
We're already hearing, hey, you got to come look at my district. Hey, you got to come look at that school. This thing is crazy. I see speeders here. And also, again, it's not just parents who should speak up. It's neighbors, too. If you live near a school and you're seeing drivers behave badly, say something to the police, say something to the school district, and say, hey, this needs to be improved. This isn't safe for our kids. We don't really think about it because there's so much investment into school security, into metal detectors, into school resource officers, into making sure our students are safe inside of schools. Yeah. But the most dangerous thing your kid does every day is get in the car.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So
exactly.
How can we make that safer? We just got to put in the time.
Oh, well, this has been really good information, Tory, for sure. Yeah, and I am that parent that calls in and says, yes,
good,
I've witnessed this.
Speak up.
Yes,
absolutely. Schools want to hear it because, you know, they can't be everywhere at once. The administrators can't be everywhere at once. Police can't be everywhere. That's another thing we heard is parents saying, where's the enforcement? And police officers, they are doing what they can, but they can't be everywhere at once.
Yes. Really interesting conversation. Thank you so much, Tory, for bringing this to the forefront.
Thank you.
All right, you can catch that KDKA Investigates story on our website. And stay tuned for KDKA News at 4, where you can watch important local stories like this one every evening.
We're going to be right back with a look at what's coming up on tomorrow's show. Don't go anywhere.